the aspect of the self that asks the question, God, if you are real, or Jesus, if you are real, I want to know you, is always the ego. Because it is the ego aspect, the non-conscious aspect of ourself that experiences the separateness from God, the being cut off from God. And so it is the ego that wonders if God is real. It is also the ego that seeks for a relationship with God, because it all comes out of a subconscious separation, awareness from God. Ego is completely cut off from the consciousness of God, from the oneness of God. And so I wager, and this is going to offend many, many people, but I wager that your relationship with Jesus is strictly a relationship that your ego has entered into and created as an illusion, appearing real. It's the greatest self-deception that we could fall victim to. You see, the soul, which very rarely gets to come up to the surface and voice its feelings and desires. The soul knows that it is God. In fact, the soul didn't exist until God breathed its essence into the form. So you could say the soul is a direct extension of God. That's why I always say, you are God. I'm speaking from my soul awareness. If you have entered into a relationship with God, you might live in self-deception, and you don't truly know yourself. The aspect of yourself that is your soul, the deeper aspect, the feeling aspect, not the thinking, not all the intellectual thinking and figuring out how to navigate this life. The soul knows how to navigate its life if the soul had the liberty to live according to its vibration and frequency. It's feeling. Soul is feeling based. Ego mind is thinking based. I'm not saying that mind is altogether bad, because certainly mind helps when it is combined with the soul. Mind helps sort through the confusion, but mind has to yield to feeling, to heart feeling, and not allow the ego to obstruct the soul in its desires and desire for expression. The worst kind of deception is self-deception. This thing here. And I'm going to do everything I can to try and help the world wake up to this self-deception. That's in my heart. I've lived the self-deceived life. I've fallen victim to my own ego, my religious ego, painting this illusion of a relationship with God. The only relationship with God that you can ever truly experience in truth is the relationship with your own soul. That's why it says, know yourself. There's a scripture in the Bible that Christians don't have an answer for what it means, but it's in Matthew, it could be chapter 7, where it speaks of Jesus saying, "Depart from me, you evildoers, for I never knew you." It's not Jesus. It's not Jesus' voice. That's the voice of your own soul, speaking in regret that you never got to know that deeper aspect of yourself, but you denied it by and by and never got to know you. Don't let that happen. If you still have time, consider these words and set out to know your own soul.